Thanks for joining us here on Chris Reviews Stuff. Today we'll be talking about something we picked up for our 2.5-year-old because he really wants to help in the kitchen and just can't because the counter's too high for him. So this is the Naomi Home Kids Stool. So it's a collapsible one. That's something we were looking for because we just don't have the room for stairs to keep, we don't have the room in our kitchen to keep stairs up for him all the time, or a place to keep something big and move it around, you know? So we went with a collapsible option. And this is really good so far. There's a few problems with it, but I guess we'll get into that in a review. Let's go ahead and get a little closer to it and see what it looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and actually see what the stool looks like while it's collapsed. As you can see, it's rather thin, and there's kind of two sides to it. So let's go ahead and sit over here and expand it. So it's really easy to store this way. So you're going to expand it here. You have your hinges, 3 spots, and on the inside, let's get a little closer. On the inside here, this door, or really foot, is going to come down and fall. So you'll see that this door has a screw hole here. It comes with another screw. It's kind of big, and you keep that in there to keep it set so that the child can't pick it up. But being that we kind of constantly use this, we don't put the screw in. We kept it, but we don't put it in. We just leave it as is. I don't believe it affects anything besides allowing the child to pick this up. And our son doesn't really do that much, actually at all. And you'll notice on both sides of this here, there's this here. So this swings here to kind of lock in place, to hold the child. Just another safety bar so the child doesn't fall out, and that is on both sides. So it kind of just falls on top and locks in. How do you get out? You can see you can't really pick it up, but you just push this one finger, allows you to pick it up. You do have to remember not to tighten this screw. Don't tighten these screws too tight, otherwise this will not move, it'll just stay stationary. That might be a good idea on this side of it. You'll see there's no footprint here, no foothold. On the other side, you'll notice there is a foothold here. So this is where the child would put their foot and step in. So you would have this open, and then you could close it so they could stay in. We don't keep this front one closed. We keep it open all the time because he wants to climb in and out. Cool. Feels pretty sturdy. It is. I'm shaking it. It's okay. I trust him being in it. I obviously would not allow my child to go in something I didn't trust it, that I felt that would break or fall under his weight. So that's one thing there. One other nice thing is it's pretty easy to put together. They assemble, everything comes with numbers on the back, like those little stickers, and they have it on here. It shows you where to put it, where to put the screws. Very easy. I would say this took less than 10 minutes to put together. The collapsible sides are already assembled and attached. All you're doing is attaching the safety arms and the feet. They do something nice with the feet too, but while we're talking about this hinge, when we received it, I had 2 screws floating in the box. Now, the 2 screws happened to be from one of the hinges if they fell out of the hinge. So I didn't know that until I actually went and looked at what was going on here. So let's go ahead, get another little closer here. And you can see the hinges are attached to the front and the back. Well, the back here. And then you have hinges also here. These are the ones that were loose. And what I did is I just put some glue inside of it and then put the screw in. And I have to kind of keep checking these because they do get loose a little bit. And another part of this is too, you'll notice that this has a couple of screw holes here. This is not to allow you to change the height of it. This is one height only, and you are not changing this to make it for an older kid, a younger kid. It is how it is. So it's one thing to take in consideration when looking at this item as well, because it's not going to allow you to change or adjust the height. It's just going to be one height. One nice thing they did think about though is this is the side that is away from your child, and you'll notice the feet here are a little thinner, more narrow. And then if you come on the reverse side, so the side that your kid climbs up on, you'll be able to tell because the foot's here. You'll see this foot is a little wider. They made it narrow in the front here so you can slide it under the cabinets. So it's one thing that's kind of cool. They did think about allowing you to, get it nice and snug up to your cabinets. And here you'll see that has a sticker. I left that there just because I was lazy, but also now you can see the stickers. It tells you what piece is what. Putting the feet on is very simple. There's a screw you put in here. There's a wood dowel. There's a hole already drilled for a wood dowel. You put the dowel in, and then you put a screw in, and you can see on the reverse side there's 2 screws there. And the screws are just above each other, so they will not touch each other. You don't have to worry about that. And then just kind of screw this in with a hand screw, or you could use a screwdriver. Attaches the foot. It's pretty good. And then the other assembly is just attaching this, and then the other side to allow the gate. One thing I do want to show though is that you can see just how kind of thin, and it is pretty light. It's not like super light, but it's light enough for myself or my wife to pick up. But this is one item right here. This is cracked. I want to fill this in with some glue. I'm going to get some wood glue and kind of fill it in so that hopefully it doesn't crack anymore. I'm going to kind of talk to my dad. He's a carpenter, so maybe he can do something with this. But I mean, for $100, I don't want this to come damaged. I'm also going to reach out to them and see if they could do something about it. So I'll update in the comments if they did anything to replace this. But all I could think of is they're going to give me a new piece of wood here, a new beam to replace this. That's all I could think of and how to remedy this. But something to note, I don't feel like the structure's integrity is lost because of it, but something to note. And there was a few other people that mentioned that in the Amazon comments as well, that having cracked or chipped pieces. And that's the only piece that I see that's kind of damaged, besides, the hinge coming loose and having to kind of glue the screw in. But overall, a pretty nice product. I'm very happy with it so far. Just a couple weeks using it. He hasn't beat it up or gotten it too crapped up so that, it still works. Still is in good shape. Those screws and the hinges haven't come loose after him shaking on it, because that's what he likes to do. He likes to go up here and dance and shake on it. One thing that I did see some people do is they go to like their local skate shop and get some grip tape put on here. I guess you could do that as well. He doesn't seem to be sliding on this. And what I'm going to do next, I didn't do it just yet because I wanted to get this video up first, is when he comes in, he climbs up here, he just doesn't use the step. He's 2.5, he'll just jump right into here, but he hits his head up to here all the time. So I have a piece of foam from like tubing, or a piece of foam from like insulation for pipes. So I'm just going to kind of glue this on this so that way he doesn't hit his head all the time. But overall, nice product, really easy, $100. Takes you just a few minutes to put together. This is pretty cool, as opposed to $200, $300. And I feel safe. I wouldn't mind spending $200, $300 if I knew that my child would definitely be safe. But $100, he's safe. I don't feel anything's going to happen to him. It's not going to fall apart. I wouldn't put my kid in it otherwise. So nice product. I would check this out.